Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back for another edition of the Steel City Sports Report, where we talk everything Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates. I am your host, Brady Vini, and tonight is the night your Pittsburgh Pirates, they are on the precipice of, not greatness, but on the precipice of great failure when it comes to MLB history. Tonight, they begin a new series with the Milwaukee Brewers. We're going to get down to that here in a moment. Going to talk about Pirates general manager Ben Cherington and some quotes that he had before tonight's ball game. Also some Steelers news as well, and sort of other random news stories that we happen to come across. First things first, if you are new here, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so that you never miss when I am live again. Also, feel free to like and share this video and comment in the live section right now. I enjoy interacting with you fine folks. But first things first, we are going to start off with the first story of the day. That is the Pittsburgh Pirates tonight. They currently sit at 26 straight games, scoring 4 or fewer runs in a Major League ball game. They tied the record, I think, set by a team in 1931 and 1969, both of which teams do not exist anymore. So the Pirates, if they do not score more than 4 runs tonight, they will be the new all-time record holder for consecutive games without 4 or more runs scored. Can they do it tonight? We will see. Bucco's lineup tonight: O'Neal Cruz back in the leadoff spot, Andrew McCutchen designated hitting and batting second. Brian Reynolds seems like he might be starting to come around, bats third. Joey Bart catching as your cleanup man. Spencer Horwitz at first base, bats fifth. Key Brian Hayes in the sixth hole batting, he plays third base here tonight. And then an ugly bottom three that we've seen too many times this year: Adam Frazier, Tommy Pham, and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. So, not the most intimidating of lineups. It will be a challenge for them to score more than 4 runs tonight. I'm going to be honest. I do not expect them to get more than 4. I think they might actually get to 4, but more than that, I don't think there's a chance. However, if there was ever a time to do it, it would be tonight on the bump for the Milwaukee Brewers. Aaron Savali, former Cleveland Guardian, so far this year, I think he made just 1 start, is 0-1 with just 2 strikeouts in a 15 ERA. So the Bucs, they are getting served up on a silver platter, a pitcher who is not having a good year so far. Maybe they can break the thresh. Maybe they can, break through tonight, or else they are going to be one of the most embarrassing holders of the most embarrassing records in MLB history. On the mound for the Buccos is Mike Burrows. He will make his MLB starting debut. He played near the end of last year, made an appearance in, I believe, the New York Yankees series to end last season, so he will get his first career start. Do you think that the Bucs are due to break through and get more than 4 runs tonight? Get those answers in the comment section right now. Any thoughts, opinions, questions that you may have, I'd be happy to pop those up on the screen here at a moment's notice. But the Buccos tonight, staring an embarrassing record right in the face. Burrows, of course, on the bump tonight. This is the first of a 4-game weekend series with the Brewers. Paul Skeens, he will pitch tomorrow night, a Friday Skeens day. That is also at 6:40, like tonight's ball game. And then Mitch Keller and Bailey Falter, they pitch in the last 2 games of this series. I give the Bucs a fighting chance to maybe at least get 2 out of this series with Skeens and Keller on the bump. We'll have to see. So first things first, let's see how we get through tonight. If you don't think that the Bucs are going to get more than 4 runs tonight, how long do you think this carries on? Because I think, they're at 26 right now. I think they could carry this well into the 30s if they really wanted to. And that's an indictment on Ben Cherington, that in a year where you have the best pitcher in Major League Baseball, Paul Skeens, and you suck this bad is absolutely outrageous. Just going back to the other 2 teams that hold this record right now at 26 games, I believe the California Angels and the Boston Braves are the 2 teams. Now, do I know whether or not those teams were competing back in the day? I don't know. Probably not. But the Pirates, in year 6 of this rebuild, under the watchful eye of Ben Cherington, with the best pitcher in the game, it's absolutely ridiculous. A team that they said, it's time to win. This is our year to win and compete and play meaningful baseball in September and October, when they're not even now playing meaningful baseball here at the end of May. So if you think the Pirates are going to break the record tonight or not, interested to hear your thoughts on that. Get those in the comments section. Like and share this video. Subscribe to the channel. Speaking of Ben Cherington, I did mention he spoke before tonight's game. I think it was around 4 o'clock. He held a press conference, was really forced to. I mean, I've heard that, he's been, either canceling or flat out not doing, radio appearances and other, media responsibilities because his team is in the gutter of the MLB right now. But Cherington did have to speak today, of course, coming off the big news that right-handed starting pitcher, Jared Jones will be out the rest of the year and a good portion of next year with UCL surgery. Cherington spoke on that. I think he said he's very optimistic about Jones returning at some point last season. The surgery that he had, they were explicit that it is not Tommy John surgery. Rather, it is like, instead of fully rebuilding his elbow, it's sort of like repairing it. So not a full, extensive, and time-consuming surgery that we all would have thought Jared Jones would get. Cherington also talked about the lack of offense for this Pirates team. Said, quote, "It's no secret we need more runs, but you can't just say it. You have to put in the work to do it," unquote. That right there is one hell of a quote. It's no secret we need to score more runs. That's the no bleep Sherlock part of that. You can't just say it. You have to put in the work to do it. Well, kind of odd that he says the players have to put in the work when he hasn't put in the work himself. I guess, Tommy Pham and Spencer Horwitz, if that's the best you can do, then you shouldn't even be a minor league general manager, let alone in the major leagues. So I thought that was hilarious from Cherington. But the big question that he received today, one of the reporters in the room said, I know, Ben, you say you're open to, everything. The phone's always going to be picked up. And there are a lot of rumors about Paul Skeens and if you should trade him right now. What is your reaction to that? Cherington said, quote, it's not at all part of the conversation. So that is great to hear from Cherington. And really kind of like when, you talked about the Pirates drafting Skeens, that being a no-brainer a couple year and a half ago. Yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer right now to keep him. And Cherington, for as dumb of a GM he is and the stupid decisions that he makes over and over and over and over and over again without any repercussions, this might be his smartest move yet. That is not his right to move Paul Skeens or do anything of the sort. It's not even his right to go through this draft here in June or handle another trade deadline. He's been that bad. Once he gets fired, which I heard someone from 93.7 The Fan today, I think it was Jason Mackey, say that there's no guarantee right now that Ben Cherington will be there come the trade deadline or the draft. So I think that's something that should go to the next general manager, that Cherington, right now, you made your bed, you lie in it. You're going to get fired eventually. Nothing you can do can salvage this season. Just take your firing like a man and move on. Do not touch Paul Skeens. Let the hopefully next general manager, who will hopefully be smarter, make that decision his way. So that's all it is for the Bucs today. Ben Cherington speaking that the Bucs need to be better. He's not trading Paul Skeens. Bucs tonight on the doorstep of breaking the all-time MLB record for consecutive games without scoring 4 or more runs. Think they can break it tonight. The Brewers always have their number, even though they're pitching a guy with a 15 ERA. Don't put it past the Bucs. It's like that politician I keep seeing memes of, Eric Mays. When they go low, I go lower. So that is what the Bucs are poised to do here tonight. Let's see if they do it. First pitch coming up here in just over and just under an hour now. 5:41, 6:40 is first pitch. Got to move things along here. Let's get into some Steeler talk real quick. Literally right after I logged off last night, the news that we have been waiting for came down. Derek Harmon, the Pittsburgh Steelers first round pick from this year's draft class, signed his entry rookie contract into the NFL. 4 years, just under $18 million, a fully guaranteed contract for the number 21 overall pick. He is now, I believe, he was last night the 20th first round rookie out of the 32 to sign his contract. I think Abdul Carter from the Giants signed today. So now 21 of the 32 first round picks have signed their contracts. Harmon, he now fills out the Steelers rookie draft class as well. That is now 7 of 7 contracts signed on the dotted line for Steelers rookies. Of course, if you remember about 2 weeks ago, now the Steelers, they got, I think, Caleb Johnson, Y.A. Black, everybody else, rounds 3 through 7, all signed. And Harmon was the last one, which first round picks, they have more negotiating leverage in terms of getting more money. So great to know that there will be no contract holdout from Derek Harmon, kind of unlike what Shamar Stewart's doing with the Cincinnati Bengals. Keep that going, Bengals. You paid everybody on offense, but you're pissing off everybody on your defense. So keep that up, Cincinnati. But yeah, great news there. Derek Harmon signed. Some other Pittsburgh sports news. Art Rooney II, he was just a part of the NFL's owner meeting, and he was one of the 22 teams who voted to ban the tush push. Well, we got a interesting quote from him at those league meetings. Jeremy Fowler from ESPN posted Steelers president Art Rooney II, who said April 1st that the Steelers will, quote, not forever, but a little while longer for Aaron Rodgers, delivered a similar line on his way out of Wednesday's owner meetings, quote, a little while longer. I'll say the same thing. So Art Rooney II still being patient, or at least putting on the fake display that he is being patient. Honestly, right now, it is Aaron Rodgers with all the cards. He has the Steelers by the cojones right now, and whether he wants to sign with them or not is completely on him, and the Steelers have no power over getting him to sign when they want him to. So, I mean, you got to think it's got to be soon here. I mean, Rodgers, he was on Joe Rogan yesterday, and he said that he's been dealing with some he's had some people in his inner circle, people that he's close with, battling illness, but hope everything's all right there. But it seems like he will be ready to go if he wants to make a return to football. We saw him at a concert having fun with a water gun. He spent time on Joe Rogan, and they were talking about all sorts of conspiracy theories and whatnot. So Rodgers, looks like nothing, whatever was keeping him from making a decision, it doesn't look like it's really keeping him from making a decision much longer. Hopefully we can get to see that notification that he has signed with the Steelers sooner rather than later. OTAs right around the corner. I believe they start Wednesday next week. Be interesting to see if he gets that contract done and if he shows up there. And I wonder, at this point, what kind of Aaron Rodgers are we going to get? Again, he'll turn 42 during the season. We heard from Ben Roethlisberger on his football and podcast. He said that the Steelers, they could go 11-6 with Rodgers because he's a Hall of Famer. And Ben, I like your optimism, but Aaron Rodgers, he isn't the Hall of Famer anymore. He's been a shell of himself, and a shell of himself, especially last year with the New York Jets. Hopefully he can turn back the clock into the 4-time NFL MVP that we knew in Green Bay. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully we can get Aaron Rodgers in the Steelers building once again here soon. Let me take a quick stroll through Twitter. Not much going on here in the news world. Main focus is on the Pittsburgh Pirates here tonight and their record that could soon come. Some news coming up here on the Pittsburgh Penguins that's pretty breaking. Sidney Crosby, his run with Team Canada in the IIHF tournament comes to an end, so we're going to get into that here in a moment. Let's get into the random news segment story of the day here. Let's move back into football for 1 second here. This has nothing to do here with the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I want to do it anyways. My thoughts and prayers, as I'm sure all other football fans, go to the Indianapolis Colts and the family of Colts owner Jim Irsay, who passed away yesterday at the age of 65. We do not know the cause of death. One line in the announcement from the Colts said that he passed away in his sleep. So thoughts and prayers go out to the Colts and their fan base. We've obviously, as Steelers fans, been through this before with the passing of Dan Rooney. So, just hope everything goes all right from here forward for the Colts as they mourn the loss of their owner, who seemed like one of the most charismatic and funny owners that I've seen, just based on videos that I've seen paying tribute to him. Also, another rest in peace is in order here. This is from Alan Saunders of Steelers Now. This just came up right before I Went Line, he posts Tommy Riemann, a former Pittsburgh Steelers running back, a legendary football coach and educator in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area, and a mentor to Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin, passed away today at the age of 73. So condolences to Mike Tomlin on the loss of his of one of his mentors and Steelers Nation who knew Tommy Riemann, and to Tommy Riemann's family. So bit of a mournful day here when it comes to some football news. Rest in peace to Jim Irsay and Tommy Riemann. Moving back now into baseball here for a moment before we get into some hockey news. Shout out to Eric Hosmer, former first baseman in the MLB, I believe, for the Padres. And I want to say Eric Hosmer, he was a Dodger, right? I want to say so. But anyways, I'm not sure if he's a part of any sort of, major MLB media outlet like MLB Network, ESPN, whatnot. But he is quickly becoming my favorite account on Twitter. Because while you got everyone, Mark Feinsand, Jeff Passan, pretty much every single MLB personality saying, oh, the Pirates, they should look into trading Paul Skeens. They're not going anywhere. Do what the White Sox did, trading Garrett Crochet out. And look where the White Sox are. They're still in the gutter, and they got crap for prospects back right now. Eric Hosmer, he finally stood up, and he put this perfectly, what I think some Pirates fans are feeling right now. Hosmer put, okay, let's break this down. Paul Skeens and Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels, of course, quarterback for the Washington Commanders in the NFL. He just won Rookie of the Year. Both Rookie of the year in their leagues, both breaking all kinds of rookie records while doing it. With Jaden Daniels, the talk is he'll be Washington's QB for the next 15 plus years. With Paul Skeens, the talk is what type of value you can get back for him. All I'm saying is we as baseball are going to have a hard time making new friends if we keep this up. That is a former MLB player right there calling out the terrible economic system that favors the high-paid, population area, big market teams, and completely dumping on smaller market teams like the Pirates. Thank you, Eric Hosmer, I want to say on behalf of Pirates fans, for pointing out the two pretty clear similarities between Skeens and Daniels. I think Skeens is the better prospect. Just if you want to compare, was Daniels the better rookie for the NFL compared to is Skeens the better rookie in the MLB? I'm taking Skeens there, but it's frustrating that he's now had 33 starts in his career. He just reached a month, or just about a month now, over making his MLB debut last year, and it's frustrating that we're stuck here already. Pirates fans, we can't even enjoy it. We can't enjoy him mainly because the organization self-inflicts this, because Bob Nutting's a cheap ass and Ben Cherington doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground. But it's frustrating that we can't sit down. We look forward with this team every fifth day, sitting down, appointment television, watching Paul Skeens, having, at least a little bit of hope for the future, just for it to come with a black spot of, oh, he's going to be gone in the future. We wanted to see Paul Skeens past the 5 years that we have left with him under club control. We don't want to see him go play with Ohtani and go, to these big market teams that they wouldn't appreciate him as much as we do here. It's ridiculous that MLB has come to a point where the smaller teams, the Rockies, the White Sox, the Washington Nationals anymore, the Pirates, they've become a breeding ground to the Red Sox and the Yankees, the Mets. Just, I'm sick of it. MLB needs a cap ceiling and a floor, but it's never going to happen because, the owners in these big markets, they're going to carry a heavy stick during this. Just MLB's eating itself alive, and they don't understand it. They're going to just keep eating and eating, and when you tell them, hey, this needs to stop, help out the little guy here, they're just going to keep shoveling faster and faster. Sick of it. But thank you, Eric Hosmer. I retweeted that post. MLB's got to do something here. Force Bob Nutting to sell a team. I understand that it's on part of the Pirates for Nutting to spend more money, but it's ridiculous that all of us are forced to count down the days until Paul Skeens gets traded out of here and we can't even enjoy it. Might as well, the next time you draft 1-1 overall, immediately trade that guy to the Dodgers, because that's eventually going to be it anyways. Ridiculous. Another baseball story. Like I said, Jared Jones, he had I'm not going to say Tommy John surgery. He had UCL repair surgery. So I guess the lesser of the two evils when it comes to elbow surgeries. He's going to be out for 10 to 12 months. We actually heard from Jared Jones yesterday. He took to his Instagram and he posted, I went through a successful internal brace surgery with Dr. Keith Meister. Dr. Keith Meister, he is the best in this field, has done a ton of these surgeries on MLB players. So Jones was put with the best of the best. And I will begin this journey to getting back to the big leagues healthy and stronger than ever. I will miss the game, competing, my teammates, and everything that goes with baseball. Can't wait to jump over that line again. See you soon. Great spirits there from Jared Jones. Hopefully he gets to stick around with the team at least. I'm sure he's like bright spot glue guy in that locker room, and especially for Paul Skeens. Him and Skeens are good buddies, so I think hopefully he'll stick around and keep the guys in good spirit, even though they are at the bottom of the league right now. Real quick, moving back into hockey, we got two hockey stories here, one bigger than the other. Let's start with the big one here. Team Canada in action this afternoon. Game started at 2:20 in the afternoon. Sidney Crosby leading Team Canada. This was in a quarterfinal game versus Denmark in the IIHF World Tournament. Home team Denmark stunning Team Canada. Canada was up 1-0 with, I think, 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. Denmark scores twice, and they eliminate Crosby and Team Canada. They also eliminated former Penguin goalie Marc-Andre Fleury, though I want to say it was Binnington in net for Team Canada. So I think that officially brings an end to Marc-Andre Fleury's hockey career. He goes out, unfortunately, with a loss now, and Crosby, now we will not see him again until he is back in a Penguins uniform. Also, the second of the two stories, Chicago Blackhawks today, they announced that they have hired Jeff Blashill as their 42nd head coach. Reason why this is relevant to the Penguins is that now takes another team off the market for a head coach. Jeff Blashill, I think he was the former Red Wings head coach, and then he was most recently with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Another reason why this is relevant, not only because it's another team not needing a head coach anymore, is because David Pagnotta, NHL insider, said, as reported yesterday, Jeff Blashill is the new head coach of the Chicago Blackhawks. Two assistants, one coach will stay as an assistant. Another, Michael Pekka, has joined the Blackhawks, and another assistant coach is to be named, with Mike Vellucci, Pittsburgh Penguins assistant coach, in the running to go from Pittsburgh to Chicago. So that once again is a sign that we could see an entirely new regime back behind the bench in Pittsburgh. Of course, you fired Mike Sullivan. David Quinn, he is being mentioned for head coaching gigs. I don't know if he'll get one or not. And now Mike Vellucci, he could be trading black and gold for red and white in Chicago. Let's go to the comment sections real quick. Theo Isaacs, welcome, Theo. Nutting got to sell the team, pure and simple. Aaron Rodgers will sign, and let's get ready with a Super Bowl. I hope so. I mean, but to both of those things, honestly, Nutting, he has to sell the team. I wish somebody, like, the only reason Bob Nutting would sell the team is if he got visited by the ghosts of Pittsburgh past, present, and future and changed his mind. And then, as for Aaron Rodgers, hopefully he could find the fountain of youth here in Pittsburgh and get things back on the right track. So, don't think we're going to win a Super Bowl with Rodgers, but, either you win with Aaron Rodgers, he catches lightning in a bottle, kind of like what Brett Favre did at the end of his career with Minnesota when they went to the, I believe, the NFC Championship game, or Rodgers, 42 years old, probably doesn't finish the season, and then you get to see either Mason Rudolph, who has quickly become a folk hero in Pittsburgh, or you get to see everybody's favorite sixth-round rookie, Will Howard. So I'm okay with either or, as long as it's not another middle-of-the-road 9-8 season getting knocked out in the first round of playoffs. I'd take being good or being terrible. That's my opinion on that. Flacco, welcome, Flacco. Darn late again. I'll catch the earlier part of the playback later. Hey, that's all right, Flacco. Glad to have you here. Just chatting some Pittsburgh sports news. Typical here. Scrolling through Twitter here. Got through everything today. A real slower day. Main focus is on PNC Park tonight. And will the Pirates become the new record holder for embarrassing... one of the most embarrassing records out there, going 27 straight games with scoring 4 or less runs. Seeing 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy calling himself a top 10 quarterback in the NFL today. Yeesh. Wouldn't be saying that, bud, when you were carried through the first 2 years of your career by one of the most loaded rosters and one of the best offensive schemes in football. And then once some of those guys went down, you turned back into a pumpkin. Scrolling here. Hilarious. No, not Penguins related, but kind of. The Brendan Shanahan from the Toronto Maple Leafs. I believe he is their president of hockey operations or their GM up there. I'm not quite sure, remembering what exactly his title is. He was relieved of duty by the Maple Leafs today, and with that, all the hockey world laughs at the Maple Leafs, and especially us Penguins fans. We're laughing a little bit harder because you guys told us, oh, Kyle Dubas is a problem. He's going to kill your franchise. Meanwhile, we're on the up and up of a rebuild now, and the Maple Leafs, they're stuck in the same place. Flacco, who would you like to see as a wide receiver too? Impossible? Chris Olave. That's my irrational, impossible, never going to happen wide receiver. I would love to see Chris Olave. Besides, another Ohio State guy. You know the Steelers love their OHIO guys. Realistic? Aaron Rodgers signed. I know that this guy said he wasn't going to leave the Jets, but you got to immediately put Alan Lazard at the top of his list, a guy who seemingly has followed Rodgers around everywhere he's went. But if I'm forced to, settle with signing an Amari Cooper or Keenan Allen, I'd take that as well. We'll have to wait and see. Chris Olave is at the top of the list, but we all know that that's a high price tag right now. And also, it's like strange enough, Derek Carr just retired. And for the Saints, your 3 quarterbacks are freaking, Jake Hayner and Spencer Rattler and an old rookie Tyler Shuck. So why wouldn't you just want to tear it down to the studs and sell off Olave? I don't know. But again, also, I'm cool if we get, Allen or Amari Cooper. I think it was Keenan Allen when he was a free agent last year. I was advocating for the Steelers to sign him once, the Ayuk thing was taking forever. I'm just like, go get Keenan Allen. I think he might still have a little bit of good football left in him. Also, Amari Cooper, he could be, even though he's 30, he could be a bounce back candidate. I think he was dealing with injuries, and that's why things didn't work out in Buffalo. Besides, you get that revenge factor. He'll go back to playing the Browns and would want revenge against them. I hope the Pirates recover 1 year soon. I hope so too, because you are bringing in this is a big part of the Pirates in their history, not just because you have Paul Skeens, but because you have Paul Skeens and you suck. Like, you have a young generation of baseball fans who are going to be turned off by this team, and they're going to go and seek fandom elsewhere, and the fan base keeps dwindling and dwindling because you're going to have kids not interested in liking the Pirates, and you're going to have, comprehensive fans like myself who are tired of seeing the same thing, and nothing's going to change until Bob Nutting retires or goes away. Love Olave, how much you think Tyreek Hill would be? Tyreek Hill, all due respect, I don't think the Steelers need Tyreek Hill right now. He'd be maybe a bargain if you want to get that contract off your hands if you're the Dolphins. I mean, look, they're looking to offload Jalen Ramsey, but Tyreek Hill, I think he's due to regress, and also he will bring some off-the-field headaches that I don't think you want. The Steelers just got rid of their biggest off-the-field headache in George Pickens. I don't think you need another one coming in. And I know some people will say, oh, what about DK Metcalf? Metcalf, his problems is that he gets too heated on the field. It is strictly on the field. Off the field, Metcalf is a hell of a player inside and outside that locker room. You won't need to worry about Metcalf on the field. It's just a matter of, keeping corners out of his head and not taking stupid penalties when he's on the field. As much as I want to see him, maybe grab Marlon Humphrey and pile drive him through the turf. Can't be doing that stuff. Hopefully he could, after not really a down year in Seattle, but, you started to see him get phased out with the Seahawks. Hopefully he has a revival here in Pittsburgh, turns back into a top 10 receiver in the NFL. And we all know that he has the body type and skill set to do so. Keep scrolling through Twitter here. Really seeing too much here. Let me go here, see what's cooking here. It's Penguins posting that today the Penguins partnered with U.S. Steel and Braddock Library to host a grand opening celebration for the Braddock Carnegie Library. Okay. Henry Davis talked pregame today, and that's another thing. Looking at the Bucs lineup tonight, the reason I'm shocked that Henry Davis is not back in the lineup tonight. Henry Davis just had arguably his best game as a professional yesterday, coming through with a clutch RBI hit, threw out a runner, made a nice tag on a runner at the plate. And no, hey, go pick splinters out of your ass again, Henry. We're good. Put Joey Bart at first base or anywhere. Like, Andy Rodriguez, I think, is going to be back sooner rather than later. You cannot, if Henry Davis keeps playing like he did yesterday, send him back down. And then what are you going to do? You got to figure out a way to get both Henry Davis in on a constant basis to see what you got out of your 1-1 overall pick. But you also got to keep Joey Bart in your lineup. And I think that's why you put Joey Bart at first base if possible. Because Henry Davis, he's the best defensive catcher on this team right now. And it's not even close. Back to the comments. Flacco, my ideal wide receiver was Cup. Too bad he went quick. Yeah, when he wasn't going to, I think it was not even a week on the market before he signed with Seattle. My guy would have been Devontae Adams, but I think we had Metcalf at the time. We were all still just so fascinated about the idea of Pickens and Metcalf together. They obviously don't want to win. LOL. Davis should be starting. Yeah, I mean, come on. You got Davis on the bench after he was just did all that yesterday. It's absolutely insane. Also, not anything Pittsburgh sports related. How about those two playoff games last night, both in the NHL and NBA? Absolutely crazy. Both games were insane. Dallas Stars come back. Indiana Pacers come back. Also, that's another cool thing. I talked about, thoughts and prayers to the Colts organization and, for their loss of Jim Irsay. Jim Irsay's last tweet, I think 6 or 7 hours before he passed. Good luck to the Pacers, and everybody saying that Pacers definitely winning the NBA championship now. I'd be cool with that. Not really a big basketball guy, but I like stories like that. Looking more here. Again, Crosby getting eliminated with Team Canada from the IIHF Championship. He had a chance to join the triple gold glove gold club in hockey. That would have put him in the triple gold club with Peter Forsberg, Igor Larionov, and Slava Fedosov, giving Crosby multiple titles in the World Championship, the Olympics, and the NHL. So, sucks Sid won't get that record. I don't know how long he's going to play, if he's going to have another chance in a World Championship tournament. Still, though, hell of a career. Okay. All right, I'm not seeing anything else here, so I think I'm going to call it a evening here. Go get ready for history. Do we celebrate it? I mean, honestly, do we celebrate if the Bucs break this record? You are, officially one of the worst scoring offenses in MLB history. I think you got to. You got to laugh through the pain. You got to celebrate the historical badness, because then that will make, eventually, hopefully one day in my lifetime, when the Bucs are good again, and dare I say, possibly win a World Series, we'll look back on it and we'll laugh. Hey, remember when the Bucs didn't score didn't score more than 4 runs for a month, and they were one of the worst offenses in MLB history? Probably one of the worst offenses in the history of sport. We'll look back on it someday. Hopefully someday soon, but no proof of that coming. All right. Beer is good at any celebration, whether good or bad. Yeah, we'll celebrate that tonight. Everybody, bottoms up if the Bucs don't score more than 4 runs tonight. I mean, hell, you can do it already. They tied the record. It's just a matter of standing alone at the mountaintop at this point. So, I want to thank you all for joining me. 7 of you in here right now. Before you leave, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so that you never miss when I am live again. Also, like and share this live stream. I appreciate you all. Let's go watch the Bucs possibly make history tonight and become the worst offense ever conceived in baseball history, probably also in the history of sports. So, want to thank you all for joining me here tonight. Love you all joining me. Flacco, shout out to you in the chat. Theo as well. Thank you for commenting. I enjoy interacting with you guys, and so it doesn't feel like I'm just, talking to a camera here. Peace out. Let's go Pirates. Going to end it there. Thank you. Go Pirates. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow night around the same time. We'll wrap up the week. Peace. Have a good one.